We are back online. Thank you for your patience on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Thank you so much. And right now we are going into the Q&A session, the question and answer sessions on UAE Business Setup and Investors Visa. I received a couple of questions during the week, and we're just going to be looking at them right now. And if you have any question for me, please feel free to put it out there in the comments. I'll be in the comments within all your questions. Just trying to set up my phone for TikTok. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me once again. It is my utmost pleasure. Thank you so much for confirming the audio. Yes. So this series started because I get a lot of questions from people. They ask me questions regarding, how to set up business in the UAE. There are so many gray areas around that. Many questions, many um, complications, right? It's not a straightforward thing. Setting up a business in the UAE is nothing like anywhere in the world. The UAE has put up a, a um, a system that allows all those businesses to thrive and to prosper. Today, I had a consultation with one of our business owners. We manage the portfolio, and we were discussing about the corporate banking in the UAE. So they were amazed at how much needed to be deposited in the bank and maintained in the account, and how much the charges could come up to. And this entrepreneurs, these business owners were really amazed. And I told them that these things work in the UAE because the economy is pushing every business owner to work, right? When you know that your bank is going to charge you a certain amount at the end of the month for using their banking system, you would want to work, right? You would want to make use of the opportunities around. And when you know that you're going to renew a license every year, you would work, right? So even though it looks like it is expensive to set up a business in the UAE or to run a business in the UAE, it is actually not. It is a system that is helping and pushing entrepreneurs to do more. Every day that you wake up, there's something that you have to do, and that is why we cannot afford to fail. All right. So that's just by the way, trying to explain what the system is like in the UAE. Um, there are so many intertwined, intertwined processes, right, that could delay your business setup if it's not done by um, competent hands. All right. Okay. To the questions. Let me do a quick recap from the previous weeks so that we can just flow into the questions that we have today. There are questions about um, a certain type of business activity. Yes, certain type of business activity that you'll be interested in. We've received inquiries about the food business. Uh, Many people want to go into the food business, but they don't know how to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to be talking about that today. I'm going to be answering questions around that, most of the questions that we've received regarding the food business. Okay, so when we first came up live to answer questions and answers. What we did was to distinguish between a free zone business license and a mainland business license. I'm not going to go through that again because we already covered that in one of the episodes. And then the following week, we spoke about the e commerce license. That is the license that allows you to um, sell online, to advertise your products and sell online. And I must state here regarding that e-commerce license is not the same as advertiser's license. It is two different things. Advertiser's license is for influencers who have platforms and they want to use their platform uh, to advertise other people's products. But an e-commerce license is for business owners who have their own platform, who wants to like have a something like a Shopify store, who wants to sell on Amazon, on Noon, on Karim, on all those platforms, right? If you want to do that in the UAE, you need an e-commerce license. And that was what we discussed about 2 weeks ago, stating point blank that you cannot sell online. It is illegal to sell online in the UAE without an e-commerce license. Uh, that being said, many people are uh, asking questions about if they already have a business license that is not e-commerce, how can they start selling online? And it is very simple. All you need to do is to add the e-commerce activity to your license. On your license, there are listed activities there on your license: one, two, three, four, no matter how many activities you have. So what you need to do is to add an e-commerce activity to your license. There are two types of e-commerce activities. We have one e-commerce for the on the website, and we have the one for social media. So whichever one you want to do, and if you want to take the two, yes, you can go ahead and add those two activities to your license, and you are good to go. You are compliant with selling online as a business owner. And this means that you're selling on your business page or your personal page. Okay. With that, you don't need any advertiser's permit. I just needed to say that. And also, we are uh, last week when I came up last week, we did uh, go through, the previous weeks as well. And then last week we were answering questions um, regarding investor visas. Investor visa. What is an investor visa, and um, how can you get an investor visa in the UAE? I answered the question, you know, robustly last week. And I remember stating last week that you should not take a business license just because you want to have that investor visa. Investor visa has its own pros and cons, and you don't want to be caught in that. Also, a business license is not just a business license, it is a legal document that says that you have established a business, you have created a legal entity, right? And as a legal entity, your business is expected to do some certain things. So if you have a business license and you have kept it somewhere and you are enjoying the investor visa without operating the business, without, uh, 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 meeting the compliance regulation or requirement of every business that is incorporated in the UAE, you will have yourself to blame at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you will regret taking that investor's visa. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a very positive person. I speak positively. But in this case, we need to be very factual and we need to say the truth. Many people are online, are advertising and telling people others to come and take a business license and just get their own visa, like it. When I hear those things, I cringe, right? Because a business license is not meant to give you just a visa. You should not take a business license solely because of a visa. You should take the business license because you want to run a business, because you want to make money from it. I emphasized last week that in the UAE, a business license is renewable. Even if you take the 3 years business license, which I know that you will not take a 3 years business license because of visa, you're likely to take a 1 year business license, right? You will have to renew every year. So assuming you take a business license, the cheapest business license is around 5,500 uh, dirhams, right? So if you take that business license, it means that you will not have to renew that every single year. uh, I don't see that being viable, right, for a business. And also, as a business entity, like I mentioned earlier, there are many um, expectations from the government. So the government expects you to have some certain things, to comply to some certain regulations, to some certain requirements. If you don't comply to that, they will know that this is just someone who has taken the business license and it's not useful. And after some time, the government reserves the power to clamp down the business license, and that is what is happening to many people who are holding the partnership visa just for the sake of visa. The government had already clamped down the license of that gave them that visa, and they don't know. And then by the time they want to renew the license, the problem starts. So I'm saying this so that you know that there are more to a business license. Thank you so much, Oyin Consola, on TikTok for liking. Thank you for your contribution. I really do appreciate that. So that you will know that it is not a reasonable thing. I'm a business consultant, and I'm here telling you that you should not take an investor's visa just because you want a visa. Okay. That being said, today I said that we're going to go into the business of food, the food business. I've had many questions regarding that. My DM is full of people who wants to go into the food business. If food is very sensitive in the UAE. The UAE sees food as sacred because it goes into the system of the residents, right? The UAE does not joke with food. The UAE wants good food in the UAE. Now, while they understand that we are of diverse entities, we came from diverse nationalities, we have different kind of foods that might not be available in the market. They know that people would always want to satisfy their food cravings, right? And so we have the uh, licenses that allows people to start food businesses. Now, if you are cooking um, in if you're cooking in the corner of your room and you are selling, I need you to know that it is illegal in the UAE, and you need to stop. I'm just going to say that you need to stop. You need to stop. And if that is the business that you've chosen to do it uh, legally. Okay, do it legally. Do it legally. There are ways to do it legally. Um, 2025, I took it upon myself to understand how the Indians run the food chain in the UAE, how they run the restaurants, how they do their thing, and it was amazing. I am able to understand that these people studied the system and they put themselves inside the system, which is one thing that I am trying to introduce to the African community. I know that most of our people want to go into food business and sell food to to people who are like them, right? And yes, we need it. We need our African food. It's not all the time that we cook at home, right? And we need people from other nationalities. They also need their food, right? But there are ways to do it. You can take a food license. You can, you know, it's not compulsory you take it alone. You can take it with about uh, as many people as possible, right? As allowed on the license. That is what the Asians do, and that is how they get ahead um, in the food business. Okay, so let's not do illegal businesses. Let us encourage ourselves to um, legalize our businesses. And who else is to help you legalize your business uh, other than BizDev Consulting? Now, talking about food business, you can open a restaurant, you can start a cafe, okay? You can do catering, all right? Catering means that you cook and then you supply events, corporate events, social events, and so on, right? That is catering. Um, Cafe, it's the cafe shops where coffee, uh, fast food, and so on. And then we have the proper restaurants that cooks. Now, there are also provisions for food trucks. There are provisions for um, cloud kitchens. So all of these things are just there to assist us to run the food business. Food business belongs to the small and medium category of the business economy. So if you are in this category and you need a business license, please reach out to me. Reach out to me and let us discuss. There's a form on my link on my TikTok. Please fill the form, and I'll get your details from the form, and then we can reach out to you. If you are watching me on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, um, you can drop a comment, you can send a DM, and we will see it and respond to you shortly. Or you go to www.bizdevconsulting.org, fill the contact form, and then we'll get back to you. Um, that's that about the food business. The food business is in the so I'll just do a recap of what I just said about the food business. For the food business, you can open a restaurant, right? You can um, have a cafe, right? You can uh, have a food truck, right? And you can do catering services. You can uh, work from a cloud kitchen, right? There are many ways to do it. As a matter of fact, there are also ways to uh, do the food business without renting your own shop, without having your own restaurant, and so on and so forth. It depends. It depends. It depends on the Emirates that you are. It depends on you know uh, what exactly you want from your business. If I come up now and start sharing things about food business, that might not be what you want to do, right? If I start talking about restaurant, you might not want to open a restaurant, right? You might want to be a caterer. So all of these things are available. We have business licenses for all of this, and we will guide you from the beginning, right? From the beginning till you start your business. Uh, Food business is easy, but it is also complex. I'm saying this so that if you are interested in running a food business, you will not think it is too complicated and it cannot be done. No. If you are interested in running a food business and you don't know how, you want more information, please reach out, send a DM, send a message, and we will contact you. There is a form pinned on TikTok. Fill that form and we will contact you. You can go to our website, www.bizdevconsulting.org. fill the contact form and we will call you back, right? So that is what I've come with here today. I believe that I've been able to explain about the food business. That is one question that keeps coming into my DM. Maybe next week I will do more justice to it. But if you're not here today, you know how much you missed, right? Share this video to other people. Tell them that KG is live and she's talking about business licenses in the UAE and investor visa. Thank you for joining me. It is my pleasure to be here with you. Until next week, when I'll come again uh, to your view like this, please take care of yourself and keep winning, keep making money, keep dominating. God bless you.